Stephen Kinnock.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to follow my honourable friend and neighbour from Neath. The Prime Minister declared this to be a one-nation Queen speech for a one-nation government. He said his government is one in which economic security always comes first, a government with a long-term economic plan. But once again, we've seen nothing to substantiate those grand claims. All we have seen is stasis. The British economy in its current state is best described by the saying, "All that glitters is not gold." At first glance, the semblance of a positive picture, but scratch away at the surface and a very different story emerges. A story of low productivity, ballooning personal debt, a yawning trade deficit, creaking infrastructure, a dangerous over-reliance on financial services, and a growing chasm between London and the rest. To put it simply, our economy is too unbalanced and too unstable to be resilient and to serve the British people. It's too short-sighted, too inward-looking, and far too unequal. In my constituency, we've seen the costs of this government's failure. For over a year, my Labour colleagues and I have been calling on the government. We raised the issue over 230 times since the general election for the government to snap out of their stupor and take action to stand up for British steel. But instead, we were met with a mixture of indifference and incompetence. It was only when the crisis became a PR problem that the government woke up, seeking a last-minute fix to a problem that we've been pointing to for a year. The steel crisis really does sum up this government's approach. It's only a problem when it hits the front pages. If the government had a real long-term economic plan, a real strategic approach to governing Britain, then this crisis could have been averted. But instead, we have a government with a long-term economic plan that is in fact not a plan at all, but a bookkeeper's to-do list, focused only on reducing costs without any thought given to the generation of revenue through sustainable growth. The solution to everything being to reduce the size of government, to retreat from the challenges of the future, rather than addressing the faulty foundations of our economy. And that is why this Queen's speech has been yet another missed opportunity. And that is why I shall be voting against it this evening.
Yeah.